During Sunday's Super Bowl, Will Campbell was caught miscue maxing while the Seattle defense bull rush and club mocked him, leading to a dangerous cortisol spike among Seattle fans and led to Robert Kraft on another gesture gooning adventure, not in the emails this time. Welcome to the Moonstamp Cast. I am Jordan. This is the clavicular fake ID to my clavicular Adderall pill, Brian. Brian, how are you? And I'm so sorry.
I miss the me that didn't hear that. That's what I miss. I was going to lead in with a joke and reply as well. Just a simple, hey, are you ready to Pam Bondi or whatever the fuck her name is this for the next hour? Because you just spent 4 hours filibustering or whatever. But instead, I don't know what to do. My brain is off. That killed brain cells of mine.
That turned it off. It's actually like it was a shutdown sequence. It was, your sleeper cell, like your special word or whatever. Instead of, turning you on, it shuts you down, as it does with most people.
So instead, we're going to move on to what I was going to bring up second. And while my wife and I were cleaning the house, we found a little relic from our time on ESPN that we had a 5-minute hit a year and a half ago.
I actually still have that hat I wear to the gym sometimes. No one has ever asked me about it, but it's a fine hat to wear to the gym for me. Except now my hair doesn't do well with hats. So,
listen, we do a podcast which is the next evolution of, and this is a thing that's been doing for 15 years, next evolution of radio broadcast media and radio shows, right?
Yes.
I think this is the only piece of merch I've ever seen that is directly for a radio show, for a radio channel.
Radio's been dead for the past. And every once in a while I will say I'll tune into like 610 or something. Very Houston base conversation we're having. I don't know anyone who doesn't tune into sports radio sometimes who tunes into radio. Like even in like doctor's offices or offices, like wherever you are, they're playing Pandora or Spotify. Or when I worked at Pinkberry, it was like some mix they created off in a lab somewhere in California. I don't know who plays the no. I was gonna say I don't know
how the radio's in business. I really don't.
Well, I listen to the ads, and the ads are and again, this is sports radio though, for a very specific type of person, which is a man in his 50s and 60s who's losing his hair and his balls and needs people to do his yard. And that's about the people who listen to sports radio. It's much like the Super Bowl where we were all called fat fatties over and over again. Because they're like, hey, you fatty, you need this weight loss pill, which will give you stomach paralysis, but you need it. And also you should bet all your money, using Claude. And that was my takeaway from the Super Bowl commercials. And I have some thoughts on Super Bowl commercials, but all that to say, it's a very specific target on the radio. I don't listen to like regular radio. I don't know who listens to that other than maybe your grandma accidentally, when she can't figure out how to turn off the radio in her new car.
I think the last time I listened to the radio for music was we rented a car when we were in Washington one time, and the Bluetooth didn't work, and they didn't have an aux cord. No, they did have an aux cord, but it was like for a headphone jack, like the old ones.
Yeah, okay.
We don't have headphone jacks anymore, unfortunately, for technology. And we listened to the radio, and did you just take a sip of milk?
No, this is my creamy limoncello. I made it myself. Huh?
It's like nice.
Okay. It's cream de limoncello or whatever, something like that. So I've been sipping that every once in a while.
Let me join you on the lemon drink. This is sugar-free drip drop in a water bottle.
And do liquid IV, which again, another Super Bowl commercial.
I don't like. Expensive and has double the sodium.
I also don't want to. I don't want that. If I'm gonna do like that, I'm gonna do honey, lemon juice, like extra from lemon, or some like molten salt. Excellent job. Gets me every time. Gets me hard every time. By hard, I don't mean my penis. I mean my vein. I don't know, Brian. This is going off the rails pretty quickly.
I mean, Jordan, let's just be honest with the people right now. We have a sports We have a sports podcast. Mm-hmm. That was horrible. Yeah. That idiot that can't speak has a sports podcast. We have a sports podcast. And outside of your love for college basketball and the NFL, and our love for the NFL and our love for college football and your love for college basketball, which I do like a lot, I will say, But I'm a March Madness guy.
It's also on at the worst time, which is during all the big football games. It's in season, and then the Super Bowl's over, and you're like, shit, it's February. What do I need to know? And we can do things you need to know, but at the same time, we have so much to not talk about.
Yeah, but besides those things, I think I watched 2 Rockets games.
Mm-hmm.
I have not watched a single Colorado Avalanche game. I don't even remember which team I picked for the Premier League.
Did you choose Arsenal?
No, I chose Arsenal years ago.
Okay.
But then we rolled a wheel, I thought. Or did we not? We might have missed
I don't think
the
we
start.
did.
Okay, so next season we have to roll a wheel.
Okay. Liverpool's doing not great. Arsenal's actually going to win the league probably.
I've always been an Arsenal fan. We've known.
Yeah. Actually, there's a guy, I don't know his name.
Tottenham.
Well, Tottenham's manager just got fired today. Or last night.
I don't know. I said lads, it's Tottenham.
Oh, lads, it is Tottenham. Their manager actually just got fired because they're in danger of relegation. I probably should ask Tessa about that.
Yeah, we need a quote. We need a spicy quote.
We need a spicy quote from Tessa. I can always text her to ask her and see how she feels. But that said, there's a guy who is a Manchester United fan. And I think it was like 2023. It was a long time ago, Brian. He said, I'm not going to cut my hair until Manchester United wins 5 games in a row. Yesterday, which was Tuesday, February 10th, Manchester United had won 4 in a row and needed to beat West Ham to win a 5th in a row. And his hair is just monstrous. It's like it's been 1,000 days. Brian, not only did they not win, they almost lost. They drew. So the guy has to wait for another 5 games in a row to win. And I don't think it's ever going to happen anytime soon, because that's a hard task to ask of a Manchester United. And you think you could probably do this is the perfect time of year to do it. Because you got the FA Cup, you got the League Cup, you got some Premier League games, but you have enough in there where you can get 5 in a row if you get lucky. And dude's hair is just, it's never getting better. I'll send you a picture of him, but yeah, that's where soccer is right now.
So first off, I wonder if he had a conversation with himself before he made this declaration that he was like, 5 games is a lot. Maybe I should do 4. Now, if I'm going to do it, I have to do 5. And now he's wanting to punch a wall, being like, you idiot, you could have been free.
Well, he's not close to, and I think it was like one of those things, because I remember when he posted on TikTok originally, and it was like, oh, okay, like no one's going to care about this. And now a lot of people care about it. And like he has a following. And so he can't do the thing where he cuts his hair. Now he's kind of stuck in this role for the next whoever knows how long. I sent you a picture of his hair at this point.
Jesus. He's got curlier hair than me.
Yeah, well, when
my hair's wet right now because I just got out of the shower, but wow, that's a better mustache than me.
Does he? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I just but his mustache touches my Colombian ass does the Hispanic thing.
Oh, you get the little thing in the middle. Unless you're Argentinian, which is you probably get the Hitler. Brian,
we went to school with a guy that was Argentinian, and he had blue eyes and very light hair, and I was like,
and he also
was 1/8 Argentinian, but he liked to tell everyone he was Argentinian. And
he also loved throwing interceptions a lot.
Loved throwing interceptions.
He was on a commercial at one point, and I remember seeing that go, "Hey, it's him." And I had to rewind.
Crazy. I hope he's doing well.
I don't know how he's doing. I know he's alive. I hope he's alive. I was going to say I know he's alive. Untrue. Haven't thought about him in years until this point.
Oh wait, hold on. We started talking about soccer. All this to say is that besides football, I have watched 2 sporting events since the World Series.
Okay.
And that is the Rockets game that I watched in a hotel room because there was nothing else to do. And that was the Rockets game I went to support my wife. Because her cheerleaders were cheering at the Rockets game.
I will say the Rockets, from what I've seen, Kevin Durant is doing the thing where
my wife is the coach.
Oh,
my wife is the coach.
Well, Brian, I have 3 million documents. I need to search your name in real quickly.
Brother in Christ, if I was on that fucking list, I would have money, and I don't have money. I mean, we got money to live, obviously, but I mean, like, oh, fuck you, I'm going to Italy for a weekend money.
Actually, one of my friends is currently in Italy for a week. The friend I went to Italy with.
Epstein list.
No, not on the Epstein list. So I know a lot of weird people. I'm surprised at least one didn't show. No, none of them are of the age where they'd show up, but I'm surprised one of them wasn't like trying, like the Elon Musk.
Cruz could be on it.
I know he's too young. He's too young.
He's not too young.
Oh, I can't say what I want to say about him. So I'll just end with he's too annoying to be on the list.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can't say.
I was going to say, this is the connection I was making. We shouldn't talk about this. No, never mind.
Okay.
No, I will off air. Yeah. I will tell you.
And I'll tell you the thing I was going to say. With that said, Brian, I don't know how I have watched other sports, so we'll get back into this. Not much hockey. Sorry, hockey. It's one of those things where like it's hard to watch because it's just not on television like it should be. Like every football game's on television. I can find 6,000 college basketball games on television, and I love it. It's beautiful.
It's also because it does the baseball and basketball thing. It does local channels.
Yeah,
I don't.
There are no local channels here.
We're second year NHL fans.
Yeah,
and I think I've watched 20 games, and 18 of them were not on my TV.
Yeah. No, because it's like trying to become a baseball fan. Being like, I'm going to be a Pirates fan. I do live in Arizona. And it's like, well, you can't.
You penalty up or you're done.
Just become a Diamondbacks fan. They almost won the World Series that one time, and they faded back into relevance. But there is baseball coming up, Brian. It's coming up faster than you think. I believe March 3rd is the first exhibition game for the World Baseball Classic against actual MLB teams. So there's something coming out of the pipe. Now, my prediction is that 2023 was a moment in time where it seemed like the World Baseball Classic was going to be a huge thing, like the new World Cup. And just looking at the rosters and looking at the people not attending and looking at how teams are treating this, especially because like it is so close to spring training like that, which like it was last time as well. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be as cool or as good at the same time because it's not new again. Like it's another thing we're doing every 3 years. I don't think it has like the World Cup appeal. Or like Colombia doesn't give a shit if they were in the World Baseball Classic. Like that's nothing to say against Colombia. They just don't. Well, okay, you do, but I'm like at most like I don't know. Australia doesn't give a shit if they win the World Baseball Classic because they don't give a shit if they do. I was going to mention like Italy. Italy doesn't give a shit if they win the World Baseball Classic. It's like when you hear Americans like winning something, you're like, I don't even know what that's
for. All the American Italians that will root for America, but if America's not in it, they'll root for Italy.
Yeah,
to be fair, it's the same thing I do with Colombia. So
yeah, but they're way more annoying about it, so I don't like them.
Hey,
hey, it's a me, Gabagool.
Hey, what's that supposed to fucking mean?
They're all from Sicily as well. Their families are all from Sicily as well. Oh, good. I was told never to trust a Sicilian, but you also aren't a Sicilian
because
you were just there. So. You were there by default. It's more of like you were born there, but not you were there.
I have an Italian birth certificate.
That's very cool. Do you have EU citizenship or no?
I cannot. You have to have family.
Yeah.
They actually changed it a couple years ago that you need to.
Trust me, I know.
Grandparents have to. That's as far back as it can be.
Well, so technically, I can get it. But my grandmother has to have hers restored so that she can pass it down to my dad, who can pass it down to me.
You should ask her to do that.
I have been, and she's been trying for years, and I don't know. Old people, Brian. I don't know how to. Yeah. Boomers.
Boomers.
Oh, that's it, Brian. The Super Bowl happened. It was it wasn't a good Super Bowl. It's not.
Oh, I think that was the worst Super Bowl experience I've had in a long time. Not because of the teams playing. Yeah. I just thought it wasn't the best game. The commercials were kind of shit, and they've been declining for a while. So this was not a shocking revelation. Revelation. Thank you. Bad Bunny was fine. I hate how much people this is so bad. This is such a hater thing. I hate how much people get invested into the halftime show because I'm like, they've got 15 minutes to put on a production. It's not a lot of time. It's fine. Like it's fine. It's fine. That is my.
The problem for Bad Bunny and for every single person who has done the halftime show since the year of the Lord 2007, is that they're not Prince. And Prince put on the Lord himself executive produced that by making it rain.
Purple Rain in the rain.
And again, Prince saying, can it make it rain harder? And not only was he like an excellent musician, and apparently also great at basketball, blouses win, but game blouses. There we go. Not only that, it was just like, it had the marching band, it had the fans. He just knows how to engage with the crowd. And like, this is not Bad Bunny's fault for what I'm about to say. It's not really anyone's fault. Well, it actually is someone's fault. They don't engage with the crowd anymore for like the past couple of years. It's been a home centric production.
It's a safe thing.
It's a safe thing. Yeah. It's a home centric production. Like when he was in that corn maze, it's like, well, you really can't see if you're on certain parts of the stadium, but you can see at home, obviously perfectly. It's I think it's Apple Music produces this. They understand that there are 65,000 fans. And I don't know if they're all fans. Most of them are just corporate sponsors. They're like, 130 million people at home. And those are the people you need to sing to. But the problem is it doesn't create as good of an atmosphere. Like you go look at Prince again. When he sang during Purple Rain, he did the call and response when you want to sing with me. That engaged the entire stadium. Everyone sings with that. And that's like a really cool, like Goosebumps experience. And so I think the halftime show is forgotten what it is, which is a show for the people in the stadium, for the people at home, if that makes sense.
Both. You can't focus on one.
Yeah. And two, no one's Prince. And like, I love Prince. No one's Prince. I love Prince. I've loved Prince for a long time. I'm a big Prince fan. I was a little like, whenever Stranger Things used Purple Rain and When Doves Cry, I went back and watched his halftime show. I was like, spectacular in every single possible way. So I think it's not that. I think it's that like no one, maybe in my mind, there's like no marching band anymore, which is, I think, is an integral part of the halftime show. It's that you need a marching band. I don't know why. I just like if you look back I feel like it was like, I don't know when it was, but I feel like in the 2010 sometime, marching band stopped being a thing that were included. I don't know why. So that's a very cool part of like the halftime show. And like, it's not like marching bands have no place in the NFL. They're like the Baltimore Colts had marching bands. I think the Eagles still have like some sort of marching band or something like that. Like there's a precedence for this. So that
oh no. Oh no.
What?
Oh no. Marching bands are still used in the Super Bowl as recently as February 11th, 2024. When
did they use a marching band there?
And then 2018, 2016, and 2012.
Okay. I'm surprised I didn't hear Maroon 5 in there.
Jackson State with Usher.
Yeah. Okay.
University of Minnesota with Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
California Marching Band with Coldplay, and various high school drummers with Madonna.
Okay. Don't know ball, apparently. My apologies. I think they should be used for everything. That's what I'm saying. But I also didn't watch the halftime show yet last year. That's my cop out. I did not watch, like, last year I didn't really watch it.
Big Drake fan.
No, sorry. No, sorry. 2 years ago.
Oh, wait.
Usher.
It was 2 years ago.
Usher.
That's pretty good.
I think I was at your house for it. I just like, I don't. Usher was.
You showed up.
I showed up late because I had somewhere else to be, and then I had to leave because I had somewhere else to be.
I told that story that you, Christian, and I were at 3 separate Super Bowl parties, and earlier that week, you guys helped me pick which penalty I should cheer for, and we settled on a horse collar. So at 3 separate Super Bowl parties, which we met up later all at my house, at 3 separate Super Bowl parties, because it happened in the first quarter, there was a horse collar, and 3 random Estonians all at their Super Bowl parties went, horse collar! And everyone was like, my father-in-law was like, oh, you must have really needed those yards or something. You got the over? I'm like, no, I have a horse collar. I needed a horse collar.
The thing that,
like
again,
10-1 too.
No one thought would happen.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Halftime show, whatever. Super Bowl game itself. Certain things like Will Campbell. I don't think it's obviously not all Will Campbell's fault. The line for the Patriots has not been good really all year. I don't know what they are in rankings, but they're not great. It's like, I don't understand why Josh McDaniels didn't have Drake May run more. I also have heard rumors that Drake May's shoulder is hurt and was hurt going to this game. And it showed.
Campbell had a torn pec or something that they were talking about too.
Okay.
Not pectoral. Some ligament he had torn.
Okay.
But I have a take on that when you're done.
Okay. And like Sam Darnold was very Sam Darnold-y for a good amount of this game. He was Sam Darnold we know and love, and that's not a really good thing. It was the best players, and I know Kenneth Walker deserves to be MVP. He deserved it. He was great in the game. Every time he got the ball, I felt like something magical was about to happen. Awesome. The entire defense for the Seahawks plus special teams deserve that, especially the kicker and the punter. Whose names
might have been the Super Bowl MVP, the real Super Bowl.
Well, through like the first two quarters, was like, well, it has to be right. Like no one else. It's like, well, it has to be this guy because who else has done anything so far? It should have been more. Like it should have. I think I'm very upset at myself because I predicted originally 24-13 Seahawks. I said that's my final, and then like we talked a little bit. I was like, well. All right, 24-20, like sure, that's a safer bet. Should have said with 24-13. That was the better bet, or the better prediction. It just wasn't a great, like it was. The AFC is not that great this season, and that's okay. We knew that going into the AFC Championship. The Patriots, like, as much as I hate doing like, well, their schedule's not that good thing. Their schedule was not that good, and it didn't help. And like you saw as they went through the playoffs, like. The only time you really got challenged was by the Texans defense and the Bills as well. But like the Texans defense, and even then it's like, well, you can only be on the on the field so often before you start giving up some points. And that was the problem with the Texans defense. So it was one of those like games where you go, well, it was a football game. Someone had to win, despite the fact that I don't think either team. It also felt like you know what? Here's the other thing, Brian. Here's what annoyed me about the Super Bowl. Other than the okay game. I felt like the Hardballs won this because Mike McDonald is a hardball tree. And they showed I think it's Jay Harbaugh with the John and Jim and their father's name. I forget. And then it was like, they're always there. They're always there somehow. I don't know how it is, but somehow the Hardballs always get brought up. They're the most evil family in America. I'm kidding, obviously, but like, I actually like them, the Hardballs, but like, I felt like it was a win for them. And I don't know if we needed a Harbaugh win this year. Maybe they did, but I don't feel like we needed a Harbaugh win this year, other than the guy who voted for Justin Herbert for MVP, which I also have a take on that. Well, here's my question.
It's just funny because there's always one of these assholes that's like, well, if this player wasn't on this team, they'd be even shittier. Correct, but he's not good enough to get them to the next level like other people have been in the past, like MVPs in the past have been. This is no slander to Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is one of the greatest NFL talents that is currently in the game, and I really wish that they could protect him.
So my problem with that guy is, one, he talked about it. Don't talk about it. Just say, I voted for Justin Herbert. Raise your hand. Say, fuck you all. That's the way to do it. Two, he explained his reasoning was, look at that line. And look what Justin Herbert and the rest of the team was able to, I think the 7 seed, was able to achieve with just literally no offensive line whatsoever. And Joe Alt was there sometimes, but he was hurt throughout the year. He was there sometimes. But then you look at like the Patriots line, and it's the same thing where like, despite the fact that the entire year Will Campbell had trouble, despite the entire year, like it seemed like Drake May was getting sacked quite a lot. Also, I think he broke records this year for sacks in the Super Bowl. Awesome. Good for him. Good for you, Drake. I don't like the logic doesn't follow through. If that's your reasoning, why is it like, well, actually Justin, why is Justin Herbert now, of course, what if he voted for anyone but Justin Herbert? But you have to, we'll never know because the if man stays there forever in San Diego. But despite all that, I didn't think it was like, it didn't make sense to me. Like, again, if you're going to vote for Drake or Justin Herbert, who's not a finalist, and go like, it was me, boys, just be a dick about it. Just be like, I'm not explaining to you. You should know. I love Justin Herbert. But instead it was like this weird explanation that kind of fit everyone else. Not everyone else, but like definitely fit Drake May, which, I don't know, Brian. I don't know.
So I have a couple takes that I want to get out there about the Super Bowl. Oh. And I had to do a little research. This is not a lot of research. This is a quick Google to look at the Patriots schedule. The Patriots and Miami Hurricanes kind of had the same season. This is not a direct comparison. There's no real direct comparison. But two very disappointing losses. I don't remember the two from Miami, to be honest. I think one of them was Louisville, though. Blech.
I think it was Louisville, yeah. Yes.
And then I don't remember who the other one was. It wasn't us! So let's get that joke out of the way. It wasn't us. We lost. We didn't make the playoffs. We know. This isn't a shot at either. It really isn't. But then they have a good enough resume to get into the playoffs. And people look at them and go, you're only there because your schedule was so soft. Haha. They're going to get bounced. Then they make the final. And then the best team in football shows up and says, wow, you did really good defeating all those other really good teams. Watch this shit. And then dominated them. It's not a bad, listen, it's not a bad thing. Once again, Texans fan lost to the Patriots and Notre Dame fan lost to Miami. I'm setting myself up for all the jokes in the world. But they kind of did the same thing. Two very disappointing losses because the Patriots lost to the Steelers and the Raiders this year. And then they kind of tore up, did enough to survive, and people were bitching and complaining about, their schedule isn't strong enough. Now, the strength of schedule doesn't really exist in the NFL, besides fans to make fun of other fans about it. And then they went on a huge playoff run, and everyone was like, holy shit, why not them? And then, like I said, the best team in that football league, the Seahawks for the NFL, Indiana for NCAA, beat the shit out of them. That's just it. If there's a rare Miami Hurricane and Patriots fan, not the best couple, not the best month.
Actually, that seems quite possible. You live in New England, grow to Miami. I don't know. It seems like
you grew up in Miami,
yeah,
and then you went to Miami, and then you got a job up in Boston.
Yeah, but then you'd be a Dolphins fan, wouldn't you? So, that's what I'm saying. You grew up in New England, where became a Patriots fan, and then you went to Miami. And then I don't know where you live now, wherever you live now, but that seems like the most likely.
Established. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense too. That's better.
So there's probably more of those than we think, just because probably we want to go to the party school of the
party school, but very respected academically too.
Yeah, academically very respected.
They've got an incredible medical school.
It's more like they're a party school based on location, not on reputation. If that makes sense.
Hey, like Arizona State, no one's like, let's fucking live it up, bro. Let's go to Arizona. We're gonna go to the clubs, all that stuff. All the beautiful women. No, Arizona State is just a party school. That's what they do out there out of boredom.
Well, they're tough.
And they're still a good school too. This isn't a shot at them. This can't be a club. This cannot be a club. But while Miami is like, hey, we're a really good academic school and we have really good athletics. We just happen to be in one of the party capitals of the world, and drugs and alcohol are cheap, and no one's really going to question what you're doing or ID or anything. So while you're here, becoming one of the betterment for society,
yeah,
make sure to do some blow.
But I was going to say, but none of them frame clavicular. So what's the point? That's just so fucking dumb. Okay. I don't, yes.
One more take. I had two takes. Sorry.
Okay.
One more take about Campbell. Campbell played a bad game. I don't think we're talking enough about how dominating this Seattle defensive line is. Like, people are like, they've just been shitting on Campbell, being like, he sucks. He's pretty good. He just had a bad game. But the guys on the other side of the ball had crazy games. Oh my God. You could see the hunger in their eyes when it was 3rd and long, and they're like, oh, I'm about to make someone my bitch. And then they did.
They kind of were like the Texans, where I never felt like they were scheming much. It was more like, we're just going to hit you really hard. And we're going to make you pay for every single little, there are a couple of times when you look at it and you're like, there could have been another interception there. I can think of one off the top of my head, just like the ball was in the defender's hands and he just dropped it. I think it was a double coverage, but it just not, and like, yes, I probably did help. And I will say this, it did help that Drake May didn't start to run ever until like the third quarter. I don't know why. Like and again, this may go to the fact that he was wink injured. We're not really sure. They didn't want to injure him more because then you have to like have someone spy a little bit, and it never felt like you had to spy with anyone. But like they just kind of went out there and said, we're just going to hit you really hard and you're going to have to sit there and take it. And make fun of Will Campbell all you want. And, you know, I've done this. I did at the start of this podcast. I made fun of Will Campbell. He's a professional, and he was drafted 4th overall. And that entire line is a professional offensive line in the NFL. And they just got dominated. Like over and over. It wasn't just the line. It was like the linebackers would come in. Everyone was just dominating that line. And like, what was it? Like the Patriots released a stat where, Drake May had 235 yards in the 4th quarter. It's like you had one good quarter and and I think he had like 275 overall. And that's like, dog, those first 3 quarters were hard for Drake May and like by design. And like you can say, yes, it was maybe the greatest game for Drake May. He didn't look good. He didn't ever look good until like maybe the 4th quarter. He never looked really good. Again, if we say he's injured, then maybe that's a cop out, but whatever. But also, not only is that defense like very calm and just like, I'm going to kill you. The entire team seemed maybe other than Sam Darnold at times, but like the entire team seemed quite calm even after the game. Like it wasn't a joyous, festive, like, who was like, everyone just seemed kind of like, yeah, we did that. And that worries me. It worries me as a fan of a team that I think, you know, maybe could do another run. It's like, oh shit, they're going to go back, aren't they? They're just that good. They're just that good at this game.
I have a take on Sam Darnold if you want it real quick.
Okay. Hit me with it.
It's not about Sam Darnold, really. Now, I need to ask you a question before it. Do you want the TikTok safe version, or do you want the real version of how this take should go?
We can edit it in post. Give me the real version, please. Huh?
Which fan base wants to kill themselves the most? Is it the Jets for giving up on Sam Darnold and being like, he's the problem, not our staff, not our GMs, not our coaches, no one. It's Sam Darnold, bye-bye. Carolina, who had Baker Mayfield. Actually, never mind. Carolina, you got Bryce Young, you're doing all right. Never mind. I take that one back. Carolina, out of there. Or San Francisco. Sam Darnold was a San Francisco 49er. This is his 2nd Super Bowl. And Sam Darnold left your team. And before the 49ers could win a Super Bowl with this current regime, he goes to 2 different teams. And, oh my God, what was it? First place finish, 1 seed. Gets bounced in the playoffs, sure. Next time he comes back with a different team, wins the Super Bowl. While you have done nothing but get obliterated by injuries. And every year this is it. We have the fucking most talented team ever. Kyle Shanahan's our head coach. Let's run it back. Why does no one have an ACL? Well, I know the power station. Yeah. Why does no one have the ACL or Achilles or a pectoral or anything? It's got to be misery. Because every time a player gets hurt, you know, you feel it when the player gets hurt from one of our teams. You it's like, oh, fuck. And we already have this. Astros felt it all last year. Last year was brutal. But, you know, they always had hope. And Sam Darnold, he left and he won a Super Bowl before y'all did. And no one would have ever, when he left the 49ers, no person was like, Darnold's winning one before the 49ers are. No one.
2 responses. One, the 49ers need to just chuck McGill themselves and cover themselves in whatever space blanket he had. This is a Better Call Saul reference, but they just need to do that. 2, to answer your question, the fan base that wants to kill themselves the most has to be the Jets. Not because I don't think if you have the 49ers are sad. No, not because of that. It's because there are Jets fans who live in New Jersey, and that should make you want to kill yourselves enough. But then it's like, yeah, how many quarterbacks do you have to go through as an organization before you realize, like, maybe we're the problem as an organization?
And Browns are still doing it.
Yeah. Well, the Browns have been doing that. I mean, it feels like it's been my entire lifetime.
Hold on, Sanders now. Apparently, the head coach that they hired was like, I schemed up an offense for you, thinking you were coming.
It's Pro Bowler Shador Sanders. With that said, I need another season before we say that's the case. Put my hands up. I don't disagree.
I'm just saying. They're not dead yet. It's been a while since we've said, hold on, Browns. Let's see what the Browns got. It's been a long time. It's been Baker Mayfield. That's what the last time we said this.
With that said, they're still the Browns for right now until we are proven otherwise by both Shador and the entire organization. Yes, I think the 49ers are very upset that they didn't get to go to a Super Bowl, that everyone gets hurt. I think George Kittle's done. I saw that report of him done? I saw the report of him getting tequila in the locker room like right after he got injured, and it's like either he's in a lot of pain and doesn't want morphine, or it's just like this is kind of the end of the road for him. I don't know what the case is.
I wouldn't read too much into that.
I wouldn't read, but it's a nice story being like the power substation destroyed his team.
How old is he?
He's he's 30 something. Because hold on, because he's probably 30 something, and that's not to say that's old, but like
he's 32.
Yeah,
32. I mean, towards ACL, right?
The first article I see is from Sports Illustrated, which is AI, that he could return sooner than expected. But an ACL at 32, it's
it wouldn't be shocking. It wouldn't be shocking.
It wouldn't be shocking, but it also wouldn't be shocking the other way. Yeah. I think it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, okay. With that said, I think the 49ers still have some hope, and also you live in San Francisco.
Also, Purdy's a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I am full on the Purdy train. He was injured all year. And Mac Jones, here we go. You know who I think the next Sam Darnold is? The quarterback that people gave up on and then goes to a team and actually has successful. I don't know if he's going to win a Super Bowl, but I think he will I think he'll have another opportunity in the NFL. And I think he's going to surprise people because with Sam Darnold doing this, a lot of teams are going to look around and go, maybe we look at some of the talent that's been in the league already, and we can probably sign them for low not huge contracts. We can take on a project. It's like when the Astros trade for a pitcher that everyone goes, huh? He has a 7 ERA, and then on the playoff run, he's got a 1.2 ERA, and you go, oh, okay.
Or sign Phillip Rivers.
Mac Jones could be the next Sam Darnold, because when he came in for relief, well, I guess Davis Mills technically, but no one's given up on Davis Mills. Yeah. We just drafted a different quarterback. We gave up on him, but we kept him around and we're paying him a good amount of money, and he's the best He's the best backup quarterback in the NFL. Boom. But Mac
statistically
Jones,
speaking,
Mac Jones, this. People could say I'm trying to rip off Big Cat because Big Cat said that I'm not ready to give up Baker Mayfield. I'm not ready to give up on Sam Darnold. This was like 4 years ago. But honestly, I kind of love it. And I think Mac Jones might have another opportunity in the future. And I don't hate the thought of him being successful because he did well for the 49ers.
Can I say something and no one here gets mad? Just say, okay. Well, just breathe.
Before you say it, remember you are saying it in front of Sonic.
I'll say it right to Sonic's face. I'm not ready to give up Bill Belichick as a good talent scout yet. And I think
Sonic approves.
And yes, Mac Jones's tenure in New England was not pretty. There's a lot of not pretty things behind the scenes as well. I'm willing to say Bill Belichick saw something in Mac Jones that we are still not privy to. And I'm not ready to sit back and say, well, Mac Jones is a failure. And that's like Belichick's last pick was a failure. There's a part of me that says, I don't know why I yelled that, but there's a part of me that says, if Mac Jones does well somewhere, we got to give a little bit of credit to Jordan's boyfriend and just say, all right, he's still got it a little bit, fellas. Now, does he have it now? Probably not. I don't know what's going on with him now. I don't think anyone knows what's going on with him now. But
24-year-old pussy will do that to a man.
Well, yeah.
Of his age, I should say.
Well, what's the thing? I've seen what no pussy does to someone, but have you seen what pussy does to someone? Too much or something like that does to someone? And that's just Bill Belichick. With that said, not ready to give up on Mac Jones yet. Same. I'm also not ready to give up on that initial assessment, which was, hey, he could be the next Tom Brady. Do I think he's the next Tom Brady? No, I do not. But
Drake May's the next Tom Brady.
Right now.
He's literally his clone.
Also, I think Vrabel did it. I think Vrabel and Josh McDaniel Daniels did not seem to have any sort of game plan.
Oh yeah, by the way, worst take I've ever had. If this experience matters, their experience is going to, like, Mike McDonald has no prayer because this experience is going to come in and it's going to matter, and they know how to get their team ready. Oh my God, they look like a wet fart.
Well, I mean, my take also aged poorly, which was, hey, the first quarter Patriots are going to look like they're going to win. Turns out, also horrible.
0 for because 2, amigo. We went 0 for 2.
Well, I mean, you just don't think a professional team's going to go that badly. It's like, you know,
I'm not wearing anything Texans. I mean, hey, we watched the Patriots do this to us. Bring it back to the Italians.
To be fair, also we had to watch CJ Stroud do the thing he does best, which is
he looks like a fucking pencil.
He does. He looks like a thumb. He looks like a penis, honestly. And I don't say that rudely. I just say that
if it works, thank God for that pencil fuck. Pencil fuck.
But I want him to go the Shaolin monk route. And do the Wemby, like shave your head, go do something in China for the next couple months, come back, rested, no podcast, no Amber Rose, just go on with your life.
Oh my God. Wait, hold on. Is he still dating Amber Rose?
I don't think so.
Because she was with Travis Scott at James Harden's first game in the as a Cavalier.
Yeah, I don't.
That's a sentence I just said out loud that makes me want to kill myself.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that I didn't even know that. I'm terminally online, so I'm very sorry that you know that. But I have a few Super Bowl notes that are the commercials. Again, the commercials called us fat fatties this year, and said, "Why don't you gamble your life savings with AI to make sure you're not a fat fatty?" And I said, "No, thank you." Everyone who's saying that Coinbase commercial, stupid. Why did you think it was going to end well? They were clearly rug pulling you. Like I saw that, I was like, oh, it's going to be a really dumb commercial, isn't it? And I was like, oh, they're singing the Backstreet Boys. I'm a fucking dumbass millennial. I say as a zillennial. I'm okay. I'm safe. And everyone sings the song and then it's like Coinbase. And then like, of course, what do you think it was going to be? You think it was going to be like Sunshine and Rainbows? You think it's going to be like Kellogg's? It's going to be some dumb fucking company. With that said, Brian, you and I have talked over text about this, that we did not like the Pokemon commercial. I didn't like it for a certain reason, but I want to let you go first because I feel like my reason is a lot dumber than yours.
No, it's not dumb. It's me being hopeful. It's me having expectations for Nintendo and it not coming to fruition. It's every direct. It's every Nintendo fan. I was really thinking, wow, they spent money on a Super Bowl commercial. This is Gen 10. They're announcing Generation 10, the 10th like series in the game. Oh, it's going to be so good. I'm so ready for it. Sure was just a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon hanging around. There's a couple later gens, but...
Well, Lamine Yamal, I want to point that out. Coward pick. Don't pick legendaries as your favorite. That's my first thing. Second
who's
thing,
your favorite Pokemon? Let's get out of the way.
No, Brian, this is where this comes into play. Okay? Everyone comes up there with their favorite Pokemon. It was like Psyduck and Jigglypuff. And Jigglypuff makes sense. It's Lady Gaga. You know, and then you have, I think like Gengar was there. Arcanine, I think, was there. Brian, my favorite Pokemon, do you know what my favorite Pokemon is? It's Gardevoir. And here's the problem with that. I have to sit around.
Brother.
No, here's the problem. I have to give them like the, listen, I was there for the snorkeling energy. Yes, I was on the island. I was there for the snorkeling. I don't want to fuck Gardevoir because I fell in love with Ralts and I love Ralts and Gardevoir has been
Whoa, Pokemon, you are on the list.
No, not in that way. I was there for the snorkeling. That's what I'm saying. Since Pokemon Sapphire, I have loved Ralts and I have loved Gardevoir and I have loved Kirlia. I love those three. I don't know what it is. They're on my team every time I beat a Pokemon game. But like they were all cowards. I wanted someone to be like, listen, my favorite Pokemon is Vaporeon, but not in that way. Okay.
There's 3. You're missing one more. You've mentioned Gardevoir. You've mentioned Vaporeon.
I know there's a third one. I'm like, I wanted someone to go on there and be like, listen, I understand. I'm going to say Baneri. I'm so sorry. I'm going to say that.
Little bunny.
Little bunny. Not Baneri. Little bunny. I'm so sorry. I just really like the Pokemon. I have a special connection to it. Listen, in Pokemon Sapphire, I was a dumb shit kid. I didn't understand how to go left. And so I had to stay until I had a Grovyle. And somehow I called a Ralts on the next route. I don't remember what that route was. After like the Pokemon Center.
3.
It's like 2 or 3. I think it's 3 because 1, 2, and then 3. And I love Ralts and I love Gardevoir since then. I have Gardevoir cards and I can find them. So I fucking love Gardevoir. But then I have to sit here and listen to you people tell me that I want to fuck Gardevoir. I do not want to fuck Gardevoir. I just really love Gardevoir.
I totally understand that because prior to, both my favorite evolutions get the similar responses. Because before Sylveon, which is the fairy type that came out in Generation 6, I don't know where you stopped, but there's a fairy type Eevee that came out in Generation 6, and it definitely had takes on the internet, and I fell in love with it. I was like, that thing's so cute. I say all the time, if I could have a Pokemon as a pet, if this was just like one Pokemon gets dropped off and I get them as a pet and I have to take care of them, Sylveon is just a dog-sized cat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about it. And she has little, I assume it's a she. That's horrible. Bad, Brian. Don't assume. It has, no, wait. Oh, God. The Pokemon has little flesh ribbons that they can use to extend its arms. If you make a clip of it, I need you to cut that.
Okay.
And I will explain that.
Here's the thing. You know what? I play Pokemon Go still.
I do too.
I have Espeon as my companion because I love Espeon too. I love Psychic type Pokemon. I just love Psychic type Pokemon. But with that said, everyone on that commercial is a coward. I needed one person to be like, listen, it's Vaporeon. But it was before that guy came out and said that.
No, so that's what I was saying. My favorite evolution now is Sylveon, but my favorite evolution before Sylveon, so Generation 5 and earlier, was Vaporeon. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was like it's a fish cat.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it. And then that man came out and I went, I can never admit this is my favorite evolution or second favorite evolution ever again.
Yeah.
Because everyone's gonna be like,
yeah. No.
You want to fuck the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Those lube one, right?
That's the thing. I feel like
why does everything have to be sex?
I don't. Why not? Why do Pokemon have to? I chose Ralts as one of my favorites and Gardevoir when I was like 7.
There's adult women in the games.
Yeah.
There's adult women in the game.
If you want to say you want to fuck officers,
don't lust for the child. Don't do the bestiality.
Don't fuck the Pokemon.
Just the Joker. You can't beat the Joker.
Yeah. Listen,
officers. You know what video I'm talking about, right?
Is it the? No, I don't.
Laws against the Pokemon, Batman.
I know it's like a college humor video. Yeah. Listen, Officer Jenny's in the game. You can want to fuck Officer Jenny. Don't try to fuck Low Bunny. Don't.
Low Bunny is a rabbit.
Yeah.
Okay. You're fucking a rabbit. Yeah. Just because it stands on 2 legs and is cute like a bunny rabbit. Someone went, legs, ears.
Yeah, no, it's really but that's my problem with the Pokemon commercial is like it's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. I need representation as a fan of a Pokemon who's my favorite Pokemon, who is one of the fuckable ones. I say that as not someone who wants to do it, but as someone who realizes what category Gardevoir is in, which is the fuckable Pokemon. I don't like that, and I felt underrepresented in that commercial. And I've been a fan of Pokemon for many years.
My favorite Pokemon is kind of a basic one. It's not a legendary. Okay. It's Blaziken.
That's actually a great one. That's a great one. That's a great one. I like that one. As a Gen 3 supremacist myself, I love Gen 3.
I just remembered same Gen 3 is my favorite. I just remembered another Pokemon thing that I have to tell you about my favorite Pokemon getting ruined.
Okay. Well, that's the rest of all I had on the Pokemon commercial.
Okay. So a bunch of leaks came out from the Pokemon company about like stories written and stuff. Mm-hmm. I fucking loved Typhlosion. And there is a story in there about Typhlosion's first name being Jeffrey and his last name being Epstein, and he just happens to go by his middle name Typhlosion. I'm not going to go into details of this story. You can look it up on your own if you're above the age of, let's go 20, just to be safe.
No, 21. You should be able to buy a cigarette if you hear this. That's where I'm going.
So to defend people being degenerates, the fucking creators are thinking of this shit.
Well, you have
to. What are you gonna do?
You have to imagine. It's like the Little Mermaid thing, where like if you draw a Little Mermaid enough, you're gonna draw a dick somewhere. It's like you imagine those guys, like they're we don't know animators. It's like there was no high sale university or whatever there is in Florida now for animators. back then. They used to be just like kind of weird dudes sat around drawing things, animals, like not animals, but animals. And you just go like, yeah, that makes sense. Like at least one of them had to be. All that to say, Brian, the Pokemon commercial did not meet my expectations. I didn't know it was coming. It did not meet my expectations. I don't know why I was there. There's another commercial I want to talk about very quickly. Hims and Hers. The commercial for Hims and Hers. It starts.
Hold on. I have a quick question before we continue. Yeah. Did you watch on Peacock or did you watch on the NBC broadcast?
NBC broadcast.
Okay, I think I got different commercials.
Okay.
Well, I watched on Peacock because I don't have my antenna set up because I don't have cable because I foolishly went the streaming route and now I'm paying the same amount for fucking.
Well, you must have missed
if not more,
the HEB commercial, which was good. It was one of the few good ones. It was the HEB commercial.
I don't think I saw an HEB
It was like it was like a baby.
That must have been local, right?
Yeah, it was probably local. It was like Jim Parsons was like the voice of a baby who just all the baby wanted to do was eat a butter tortilla because he saw how good everyone liked butter tortillas. And I was like, okay, that's a good one because butter tortillas do rock. Jim Parsons, UH alum. So Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea who that was. I was like, oh yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So he's a UH alum. He's from Houston, went to UH for acting or something like that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That means I have to like his shit.
I know.
I support everyone from Houston as best as I can.
I know.
Everything they're doing is legally. I don't want to actually. I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
When this is a take show, and we had more sports than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or last week.
Yeah. Well, less Epstein this week. Not zero, but less.
We got to get off it, Lionel.
Yeah.
We got to. It's. I'm leaving everything in, but we got to stop bringing it up.
Yeah.
With the other thing I want to tell you off stream. Where the fuck was I talking about?
Jim Parsons, and he looked around and said, "You know who?
Oh. Young Sheldon?
Mm-hmm. Brian,
it's not that bad.
Brian,
it's not that bad.
Brian, can I tell you something?
And the spin-off series?
George and Mandy's first marriage?
Not that bad.
Okay. I haven't watched that yet. I will say this. TikTok showed me Young Sheldon back in like a couple of years ago. I was like, this kind of looks good, honestly. I learned from by the way, I watched like a couple of episodes of The Big Bang Theory. Hated it.
Oh, it's awful. It's so stupid.
I watched that entire series and I got my family hooked on that series. And Brian, I cried at that series. It's a really good series. And the thing
after George died,
and then like there are lots of like this. Here's the thing. It's like King of the Hill, where it's really good because we grew up in Texas, and there are certain things they talk about Lone Star beer. I'm like, all right, like I don't know if someone from New England knows what Lone Star beer is, and they're like, yeah, Meemaw. Like I had a grandma like that, just a hard ass in a good way. Like, yeah, I had that. And like, there are people you meet, like George could have been any high school football coach. And
dude, I've met 17 Georgia, and this is a good thing.
Yeah.
But I've met 17 Georgia people, like George.
Yeah.
Not George. I don't know, in the past 5 years.
Yeah. And like the church aspect of it, and like, yeah, like the Southern Baptist Church. And like, here's my take. I don't like Noah Kahn. And this will come back. I don't like him, not because I don't think he's a good artist, because I don't relate to him at all. He's a New Englander. I don't understand. Like, it's not in my lexicon to understand those things. And it's like, I don't dislike the songs. I just like, no, it's not. It's like Taylor Swift. It's not for me. It's never going to be for me. And that's okay. But like,
not everything has to be for you, which people cannot fucking understand.
It's why I like Ethel King, because those like gothic Southern Baptist themes that I grew up on, very much understand those. Those like, I get that. Young Sheldon, very much get those things. Like there are things you watch and you're like, yeah, I kind of grew up doing that. Like I know exactly what he's talking about.
So you would recommend the show?
I would recommend the show.
Because I was scared because I did the same thing. I watched it through Reels.
Oh.
Yeah. I only got a TikTok. Like I basically got a TikTok when we started.
Yeah.
I basically got a TikTok for Moonstamp. But I basically watched it through Reels, and I never wanted to watch the series because I was like, you are not about to watch something that is a spin-off of fucking Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
Have a little bit of self-respect. Turns out I was wrong. Mm-hmm. But I feared it was a Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Family Guy. And I need you to stay with me on this one.
Okay.
Family Guy, blow for blow, is one of the funniest shows of all time. If you do a compilation of their 1 to 2 good jokes an episode, because you get 1 or 2 30-second to minute like jokes with a pretty decent laugh, most of the time pretty good payout, and then you have 20 minutes of shit I don't care about, shit that's not funny, shit that's stupid, and so the best way to consume, and I say this all the time, the best way to consume Family Guy is through TikTok and through Reels. That's 1 minute you get the joke.
Excellent take. Yeah, because like it's like the Drake May playoff special. He didn't look great in the playoffs. But if you combine the good moments together, it's going to look great. Not to bring it back to sports, but bring it back to sports. Same with Family Guy. Like every once in a while, I'll be like, is Family Guy good? Did I just miss something? And I did not. I'm still right to this day that Family Guy is not a good show. And I think we all agree that's not a good show.
It's got good jokes.
Yes.
But it's not a good show.
It's
now, American Dad's phenomenal. I will stand on that hill. I will die on that hill.
I will
American Dad's legitimately good.
Every Roger, it's Roger joke I've seen, all of them hit. Every single one hits.
The clown one is the best one where he's like, I'm so excited to meet our professor. Shit, it's Roger. It's going to be Roger. And Roger just walks in.
Or the one where like, hey, here's the business card from my acting coach. Go downtown. And talk to him in the stands like, it's you, isn't it? It's you. He's like, maybe. It's just so good. That's really good. Yeah. Like, listen, give Seth MacFarlane his flowers. Yes, he creates dumb shows. But everyone,
I think he's objectively a funny man. I think he's vacuumed himself because he's proven it with other shows, like the Star Trek,
the Orville show, or whatever,
which I've heard nothing but good things about. By the way, nothing but good things. 500 cigarettes. I think that's the same show. I think he got not put in a bag or backed into a corner, but like he's like, this is what Family Guy is. I cannot betray this formula. So therefore, we're going to ride with this formula and we're going to evolve the way only it can, but it stays on its path without becoming something else. Now, on the flip side, I'm going to have all these other creative avenues to do all the things that would work and make Family Guy a better show. But this show is so popular and so its own thing that I don't want to fuck with it. Because if you fuck with the formula, people don't like that very much. Pokemon fan. So I think that's why you see the disparity between some of his other creative works and Family Guy in the stupidity factor. Like I said, Family Guy, some of the funniest jokes I've ever seen in a 1 minute, 2 minute clip. It's the fat around it that I don't give a fuck about.
A Family Guy is Seth MacFarlane's vehicle to do everything else he wants in his life. Sing, create a Star Trek show, do other shows, do whatever else he wants to do. It's like it's his money.
All-time voice. All-time voice actor and singer.
Great crooner. Like all that to say, Young Sheldon, great show. You should watch it. It's 7 seasons. It actually hits. Like there's no point where you're like, oh, this is a dip. Like you will take breaks just because it's a long.
Oh yeah,
long.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but
I gotta tell you a story. You can say the podcast, but then I think we gotta end it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish.
I was gonna say it takes. It's a longer show, but it like sometimes I've gone back and watched Big Bang clips that have to do with George, and they have made me emotional because the show is so good at telling like a family, not just a family story, but a Texas family story, and it feels very personal. Which I think Jim Parsons did that on purpose, and he's from Houston, and he grew up around that stuff, and so it's a very personal story that I think relates to both of us.
I also think that they did an excellent job, and this is from a TikTok I saw about explaining this stuff, that apparently in the original series, obviously Young Sheldon isn't a thing yet, so they're not thinking about I got to make sure I match up with what we say, because that's the whole reason I think George is fucked, is because they make a whole point about like, oh yeah, he gets divorced a lot, and now and they're like, oh wow, we set him up with a really good girl. We have to say it's the first marriage because they get married again or some shit,
something like that.
Do you think they're going to have a sequel series in the future where they get back together?
There has to be.
Like 20 years down the line, they bring him back.
Yeah.
But Sheldon said that he caught his dad cheating.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way they retrofitted that was, his mom was wearing a wig.
Yeah.
Because all he saw was like, oh my God, it was a different haired woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so that's incredible writing and continuity.
Well, also I don't know if this is a spoiler, but like, kind of is, but who cares? In the show Big Bang Theory, he's like, George should present as this like kind of shitty guy, like a bad father, shitty guy. And the way they retcon that is like, it has old Sheldon during the show talk about like, I didn't realize at the time what my father was actually doing. And like, he was actually a really good father. But these moments were shitty to me because I was 7 or I was 11. And I didn't understand exactly what he was getting at. And like, it makes me vaguely emotional right now because it's such a well-written show. Like, it's crazy that, again, Big Bang hater. Young Sheldon's a fantastic show. It feels very much like an ode to my childhood in some way. Even though it was before my childhood, it feels like an ode to my upbringing.
You can relate to it.
Yeah. I think it's like King of the Hill. You have to have been kind of in Texas to really get to King of the Hill.
Okay, speaking of things that you relate to and that it makes it really good to watch, this is a joke about me being a Colombian. Over the weekend, I was like, I'm going to rewatch Narcos. Like from season 1 with Murphy and Javier. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to rewatch it. And I get 40 minutes into episode 1 and my wife comes home. She's just like, oh, hey, what you watching? First off, I don't really watch that much TV. So she's like, what are you doing? You're watching a show by yourself? I'm like, yeah, this is one of my favorite shows of all time. She goes, oh, what is it? I was like, Narcos. And she goes, oh, I've heard really good things. I was like, do you want to watch the first episode? I'll rewatch the 30 minutes I watched or whatever. She was like, yeah, I'd do that. Then we watched 4 episodes and we started at 10 p.m. And we just got through season 1 and we watched 2 episodes of season 2 last night. So in 5 days, we've gone the first season. This is with the Super Bowl and all the Super Bowl stuff. And on Saturday, she had to do an all-day cheer event for one of her cheerleaders. And I was smoking a brisket the whole day. Yeah. So like it's really 3 days that I guess it's 4 now. 4 days we got through first season as adults that, didn't, besides the first night because that was a weekend, thank God. We was up to 2 a.m. watching that show. It was so good. But it's I don't remember the last time I've done this, and I don't think I've ever seen Megan this hooked on anything. Last opinion on shows, and I hope you feel the same, and then I'll let you with closing thoughts because we're at an hour and 2 minutes, and I have to really consider that we should start a podcast once this one becomes successful about talking about pop culture stuff, so we can do this because I feel like we've really hit our forte recently. This is a very long run-on sentence.
The problem with our peak is that we're not talking about sports at all.
No. So we need to talk about the sports to get to the point, so then we can be like, oh, we'll do a spin-off show,
like Young Sheldon.
Exactly. What are your thoughts on? I can't believe I'm asking this question an hour and two minutes in. What are your thoughts on Game of Thrones: A Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
I've not watched it yet.
Jordan,
is it that good?
I think it's the best content Game of Thrones has made since season 6.
Okay.
7 and 8 were shit, right? Was it 6 or 7 or 7?
I think it was the last 2. I think it's 7 and 8.
Whatever the last 2 were. Before that, this is the best. This is the best stuff they've made, and J.R.R. Martin loves Ed and Dunk. Okay, and he says all the time he just likes to, because it's such a long story. It's from when Egg's a child to, I'm not going to spoil anything else, but it's such a long story that he can write at any point. He can add on to it, and he says like that's what he loves to do, and that's why sometimes that's one of the reasons why it took him so long to write this book, the last actual Game of A Song of Ice and Fire book, because he's like, these Dunk stories are so much fun to write, and I don't have the fucking expectations of, if I fuck this up, look at that show, they fucked it up and everyone hates them. So I think it's a combination between that, but I highly recommend. Tell you what, I'll start watching Big Sheldon, you start watching Game of Thrones. Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Okay,
because I know we both spoken about how we loved Game of Thrones until we didn't, and we didn't really like House of the Dragon. Like, we tried over and over to kind of get into it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
but the first season was fucking set up.
Yeah,
and I was like, it's gonna kick off the second season. The second season had a couple banger moments and a fuck ton of setup. So this season 3 that's coming out in a couple months, it better be fucking worth it.
Okay. Last thing, because I have an excellent point here, so I have to make it. I started rewatching the last season of Better Call Saul because, like, I couldn't remember certain plot points. I needed one to get through. And I had been listening to, and I love the show Welcome to Derry because I love Pennywise. I love the It movies, all that stuff. I still need to read the book. I just don't want to invest in that right now. I don't, there's one thing in the book. It's my love of Gardevoir apparently. But there's a podcast that was about the show, and they were making the point that if you watch like a Pluribus or a Vince Gilligan show, you realize he comes from a different world of TV, different time of TV, where despite the fact that you have a whole season and you have to, get to the end of the season, not like every episode ends in a way that it feels like an ends. It's not like set up for another show or the next show or the next show. And like even Welcome Derry was guilty of that, where like you'd be like, oh my God, something needs to happen. It felt like everything was set up. And I feel like and maybe that's House of the Dragon as well, why I couldn't get into it. Everything was set up to the point where it's like, I just need you to end an episode by ending an episode. I don't need to feel like I have to watch next week because I'm going to watch next week.
That's exactly how I feel about Game of Thrones. Oh my God, dude. Let me tell you about these two. Last thing, I promise. Oh my fucking God. The two things I hate about that life in media and games and movies and books have all adapted recently are just these tropes of everyone has to be morally gray. Bad guys have to be redeemed. And it turns out, they're sympathetic. When's the last time we had a pure evil piece of shit that was a pure evil piece of shit for pure evil piece of shit reasons?
I can't.
No, everyone has to have a tragic backstory. Everyone has to have a redemption arc. Sometimes I just want good versus evil. Let it fly.
You know what? I sometimes want a villain just to have killed animals in their childhood. I just want that. There's no redeeming quality.
Create a monster.
Yeah.
Not everyone has to be sympathetic. And I know I'm trying to show everyone that there's so many sides to every story in real life. Great. We know that already. Give us something to maybe I don't want to fucking relate this to real life. Maybe I want to escape.
Yeah. I want my villain in the Epstein files.
I don't want to pay taxes in Pokemon games.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. It's that's not a thing, but I'm saying that's the equivalent of like, we want to relate it to I don't want that. Fuck. And once again, we talked about earlier that not everything's catered for me, but I just feel like everything's now morally gray. One thing that I don't think people realize is no, never mind.
Okay.
This is off the podcast.
Okay, we can talk about that later. Brian, we're at an hour and 7 minutes. I would ask if you have anything else, but I feel like we have so much more to talk about.
Yeah, we could. This one episode a week thing is actually almost worse.
Yeah, worse. Brian, where can the people find you?
You can find me across all social medias at Auric Polaris, AURICPOLARIS. Don't worry about it. I just can't pronounce my own name. Especially at twitch.tv/Auric Polaris. I think I'm streaming and finishing Halo ODST on Friday night. Jorden, where can people find you?
Find me across all platforms or find me at Jordan's Thoughts on Twitter. Find me across all platforms at Moonstamp Sports. Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I think there's one I missed, but who cares? You know where to find me.
We have a Reddit technically.
We have a Reddit technically that I used to post on and don't anymore. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, rate, whatever you can do on whatever platform you're listening to. We will see you next week.
Peace and love.